County talk, it's match day, it's a home game, it's all black and white. Look who's back with me. It's George, designated driver today. We are heading to the ground. Team news is in about 9 minutes time, so we'll update you when that team news has come through. What I'm going to ask though, you know, we've got a lot of videos out this season. We are racing towards 4,000 subscribers. As you'll see, only around half the people watching this video are currently subscribed to the channel. So if you're not already, please do drop us a subscription. It takes a couple of seconds. Put the notification bell on. You'll see when we upload this season. We're going to have content for every single game, regardless of what happens. So yeah, please drop us that subscription, drop a like on the video, and let's get into our home game against Port Vale. Team news is out. Driving to the ground though, we've just listened to Alisson is injured for Liverpool, so remember this NOTTS player, Yaros, is coming on in goal. If you remember him from games such as with Stockport away, where he had a blinder at Stockport. But yeah, Yaros is coming on for Liverpool. So team news then, George. A couple of changes. What do you make to Abbott being dropped?
It probably looks like that was going to happen, in my opinion. I think his performances haven't been up to scratch it late. I think he set a really high standard with one of his early performances, didn't he? Yeah. So, yeah, it probably was coming, to be honest. Yeah.
Robbo in there again, which is fantastic. Jatta, feels like we don't get to see Jatta more than one game at a time, does it? So 2 games in a row of him. No Didzy. Bench looks strong. You know, we've got Scott Brown on the bench. It's a strong bench. Cundiff defensively is on there. Abbott is on there defensively. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look now at what Port Vale fans think to their team on Twitter. But you know, we've got a lot of strength there, and I think we really should be going for the win today. It's gone. We've started really well. Some good link up between Kellen Gordon and Dan Crowley. We've had a couple of crosses in that they've dealt with, but we are definitely on the front foot. Port Vale can't really keep hold of possession in these opening 5.
Chance of the game then there. It's put across to Crowley, who absolutely puts his foot for it, to be honest. It's just gone over the bar. Best chance of the game. We're having all the possession. Port Vale can't really get a grip on the game at the minute. Obviously, we're only about 6 or 7 minutes into the game now. But if we keep up this pressure, you know, we should get lots of chances. We just need to take those chances today.
This time it's Jack that heads over the bar from a Bedu cross link where with Cerula. 10 minutes in, we've had 2 really good chances. I want us to take one of these while we're on top, because no doubt, I know Port Vale can't keep the ball right now, but they're a good side. They're up there for a reason. And it, you know what happens if you look at the Gillingham game. Although fantastic from Sam Austin to win it back. You look at the Gillingham game where we didn't put them away, and look what happened there. We're playing some outstanding football. Watching Dan Crowley now, just toying with their midfield. So yeah, just under 10 minutes. Got to keep this momentum, but also get a goal. Jack heads wide. It is a difficult chance. It's bobbled back in by Cerula into the ground, and he's headed it wide. Should he score? Probably not, in my opinion. Maybe get it on target, but it's a difficult opportunity. 30 minutes in, there's 3 decent chances, 2 big chances and 1 decent chance for NOTTS. Port Vale haven't really ventured anywhere near the NOTTS goal.
It feels very similar to Gillingham, this does. You know, like I said earlier in the video, having lots of possession, having, you know, a few chances, you know, but they've took the lead. It's a decent cross in. They're forward wide open and just sort of taps it into the post. Too far for Bass to sort of get across to. Massively disappointing, to be honest. It's 25 minutes into the game, and I think that's their first shot on goal. We've got to make it count when we're having these chances, because at the minute, we're not.
Straight after the restart, another headed chance for Jatta. Yes, there's a player jumping in front of him, but it's got to be on target. We've missed 3 or 4 really good chances, and we find ourselves 1 down. Like George said, it feels a little bit like the Gillingham game. It's so frustrating. Massive opportunity for Ronan Curtis. They break our line. They've had 1 shot all game in the 43rd minute. I mean, we haven't been that convincing since their goal. We haven't had a shot on target. I don't think that's true of their keeper. When he knocked it round Bass, he's just knocked it too far. And it might have been Cerula that's just seen the ball out. But this is so frustrating. So frustrating. I think we need our time now.
Half time then, it's still NOTTS 0, Port Vale 1. I'm hugely disappointed, to be honest with you. Like we've said it a couple of times now throughout the video, it feels very much like the Gillingham game. We're having lots of chances. I hate to say it, but I think Jatta, should have at least one. He's a little bit off it today. I think off his normal standard. I feel like you don't need to give Jatta much of a chance, and he will score goals. But today he's just not at the races.
They're very, very tight on marking him, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are. Yeah, I think the crossing isn't as good as what it would be if Jody was on the pitch, and that's what it is. We're missing Jody, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Gordon's doing well, but when Jody's doubled up on, Jody can take two players out of the game. Gordon's not that type of player. Gordon's quick. We need to get him in behind. The more they sit in, I was going to say the more it suits us, but they've been sat in all game really, and they've just counter-attacked us. We look a bit short of ideas. It's all coming through Crowley right now. The idea seems to be get it to Crowley or get it to Gordon and just try and whip it in, but we've not scored from that yet. And I don't know, if we were to lose this game and the pattern stayed the same as the first half, to lose 2 straight games against teams that are going to be up there because we can't score and have conceded one of our only chances, we'd be gutting. Yeah. They've had 2 chances, haven't they?
Yeah.
All half.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, they could really be 2-0 up, because there's that one where he sort of took it round Bass, but his touch was just a little bit too heavy.
They've had one shot.
Yeah, they have. But it's disappointing because you can't ever feel like, when you play teams like that where you are, on top of them, you're having chances. They just need 1 or 2 chances to take a goal. Why can't we be like that with possession? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just need to be way more clinical than we are being.
Yeah, as well, you look at it, and if the game carries on like this, you're looking at 2 defeats, and both defeats we could have won, and that hurts almost as much, or almost more than defeats where you want the better team.
We need to put it to bed. But we're at home. We need to put the idea to bed that we can't finish our chances, and we can't win when we're on top.
Great ball through Sam Austin into Bedu, who is very attacking as a left centre back, isn't he? Passes it into Robbo. The ball gets held up from a little deflection, and Robbo wins the free kick. Dangerous position, not one I'd say we're going to shoot from, but you've got Crowley stood over it and you've got Palmer stood over it. So let's see what we can make of it.
Lush had a corner. I was about to start recording, took it quickly, and then we just went a little bit too deep with it. Jake has just turned around to me and said, Adam Chickson signed for Woking. Bit of a surprise. Great cross, good chance. Oh! What a save. Jatta, great cross in, to be fair. Straight on his head. He's unfortunate not to score. That's probably our best chance of the game, to be honest with you. Taking the corner quickly again. Out to Crowley. Just outside the edge. Back to Gordon. Gordon's playing with it a little bit. It's out for a throw.
Martin on for Austin. We're not creating a massive amount. I mean, they've had 2 chances, 2 shots, we've had 10 according to stats. As Palmer pings one out to Bedu, can they get that first time into Martin, who's just come on. It's gone out for a goal kick. Deborah just sees it out. It's so frustrating, so frustrating. They've offered absolutely nothing bar the goal. But if teams want to do that and they can get wins here, fair play, that's what they're going to do. We need to find an answer to it.
80 minutes gone now in the game. It's gone really flat, to be honest with you. It's been a really disappointing second half, if I'm going to be totally honest. We don't look like we have many ideas. Port Vale have sat back and they've defended fairly well, to be fair to them. But we need to work on opening. These are the sort of teams that are going to be in and around the sort of top end of, at least top 7, Port Vale will be. So we've got to be looking to beat these, because essentially this is going to be what a playoff game will be like if we make it there. But we just look short on answers. We're defending okay. We just need improvement, and it feels like it's not just 1 or 2 areas.
Five added, doesn't look like we're going to score here, if I'm honest. Cundy's gone up front, we haven't serviced him at all. He's gone out wide to Kellen Gordon. If Albert makes a bit of a run, Gordon hasn't beaten his man or put a decent cross in for sort of at least this whole half. And is now down, and so is their player. You've got to get it in the box. Martin gives it out to Bedu. to put a good ball in. He does. Oh, and they just deal with it again.
3 minutes into the 5 added on, just had another great chance, crossed in by Gordon. I think it was Cundy that got his head onto it, and their keeper's pulled off a really good save to keep the score at 1-0 score fail. 2 minutes to go, their players down now, they're just wasting time, and it feels like it is going to drown out, and the result is going to stay the same.
Again, thank you very much for your support this afternoon.
Back in the car then, player ratings. Jordan's going to give us some excellent insight as well into what he thinks. I was saying on the way back to the car, I can't go to Meadow Lane every week and watch teams sit in and us fail to score. That's 2 games in a row. And you know what? Gillingham were actually okay. We were really poor today. Bar the opening 15 minutes, we were poor. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree, yeah. And it's cause for concern because after the Gillingham game, I was saying, look, the performance was there. We had loads of chances and we should have really scored at least 2 or 3 just in that first half.
Yeah.
But today, I mean, look, Jatta was fed a lot and they defended against him fairly well and they were tight onto him, weren't they? But
Deborah did very well against him.
Yeah, they did. But it's I think in those types of games against those types of teams, the difference, you have to be different. You have to think up something different and just make it happen. And we didn't do that today. And look, I think if this continues, sort of surpass today, we are going to struggle, aren't we?
Yeah. Another good team that we think is going to be at the end of the season comes to Meadow Lane and we can't do the business. Look, we'll say when it's good, we'll say when it's bad. I'm going to give a bit of a hint here, but I'm going to give my highest rating of the video, and it's going to be Bass, and it's going to be a 6.5.
Yeah, I'll probably give him a 6. I think my highest rating, I'll get it off with straight after that, is probably Bedu. I think if anyone could have got man of the match today, I think it really should have been him. I think he was making it happen. He was trying to link up on that left-hand side. He was getting himself about on the pitch, so I'd give him a 6.5.
George, what do you give Bass?
Bass, 6.5. Maybe could have done a bit better with the goal, a bit flat-footed. But I agree with George about Bedu. I'd probably give Bedu a 7, to be honest.
Fair enough. I'm going to give Bedu a 6.5 as well, as Bass. Yeah, it's worrying when I think quite a lot of our attacking threat came from him. Concerning Platt, has to play the game on a yellow again. It is a yellow, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 6.
6.
6.
Macquarie, I say it again. I like Macquarie, but I think it's a matter of time before someone steps into his place. And I think that was always going to be the case. I think they didn't want to change the whole defence last season. So I think they kept him in. I think you're going to see McDonald when fit or Cundy come into his place.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sold on that idea. I like Macquarie.
I like Macquarie.
I think he's a good player.
I'm going to go 6.5.
6 as well.
Yeah.
6.
Let's see then. Let's go Kellen Gordon. Oof, let's let Jordan just give us a number for Kellen Gordon. What do you think?
6.
6. George?
I'd say 5.
Really? I'd go 5.5.
I think, yeah, look, don't get me wrong, he had a difficult day today. I think they defended against him very well. But in those moments, you have to make the difference. Do you know what I mean? You have to be able to beat your man. You have to think up something different. You have to link up. You have to overlap. Just something different. And I feel like he's a little bit one-dimensional on that side today. And he couldn't really get a good cross-off, could he?
He was crossing way too early because he couldn't beat the defender.
Yeah, and we're cross-referencing this to Jody Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, Jody Jones' crossing is almost immaculate, isn't it? So it does make it very easy for Jatta, but you could sort of see that difference today for me.
Yeah, I agree.
He was at fault for the goal as well, I think.
You think? Not tracking back?
Yeah, and then he nearly was at fault for a second goal that should have been a goal, where he stared down their player, looked back at him, and just decided to leave him, not tell anyone that he was there or anything like that, and he was in one-on-one, and luckily for us, didn't score, but yeah, that was on him as well, I think.
I think you don't rate his performance too highly today, George.
Defensively, I think he was quite poor in the first half.
Fair enough. Sarula on the other side came off at half-time.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing all right. I'm going to give him a 6.5. I mean, people might disagree. I thought he was actually okay.
Yeah, he was okay. I think 6. I can't really give him any higher than that.
Sarula, George?
6.5.
6.5. Let's look in the middle. Matty Palmer. I don't think he's hit his stride completely yet. I'll give Matty Palmer a 6.5.
I'm going to give him a 5.5.
Really?
I don't think he's at the standard of what we'd expect of Matty Palmer, so I can't. I think the mediocre level, in my opinion, for player ratings is like a 5. If you have a a standard game.
I'd say 6 for me, but that's preference, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but yeah, for me his standards are very high, and he's not near that at the minute, so I can't give him anything.
I don't ever remember giving him below a 7 ever. Then Crowley looked brilliant at the start.
Yeah,
but then just, I don't know, he just seemed to get deeper and deeper, and then almost ended up in front of the back three. I don't know. Second half, he didn't really influence anything. I'm probably going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. Yeah, I am. I totally agree with everything you said. Just deep all the time. I don't know. It must be a sort of idea that's come from above. I think I can't see why that would be the case, but yeah, it's just the way it was today, and it was tough watch at times, to be honest.
Jordan?
I'd say 6.5. I think they all played brilliantly for the first 15 minutes, and then as soon as Port Vale conceded, it looked like we had no idea or what to do, and we had the same against Gillingham, so we should have learnt from those mistakes against Gillingham and had a plan for going behind against the team that defends so well. But I think Dan Crowley did look like he was trying to make a lot happen, and a lot is on his shoulders now, I think, without Jones being in the team. So I think he did well compared to everyone else on the pitch. I'm going to say 6.5.
Robbo, it's just a 6 for me. I don't really have much to say about his performance.
I like Robbo. I do.
I like him. I like him.
He's the type of player I think you need in the midfield. Big fan of Robbo. I think you could probably make a case of him possibly getting man of the match today. He's physical, isn't he? But I feel like he needs to be careful not to get drawn into those sort of spats on the pitch where players are looking to get me a yellow card. And I think that was the case today, to be honest.
What do we think about Austin then? I thought he played really well against Carlisle, and I think he was decent today. I don't, he's been pushed onto that wing back position. I'm going to go, decent for this performance is going to be a 6. What do you think?
I don't know. Another frustrating performance, I think, today. Standards again. I feel like I hold Austin in high regard. I like Austin. He's a great player. But I don't know. Like thinking about this now, where we're on the player ratings, I'm thinking Port Vale just done a numbers on us, haven't they? Really, yeah. They have. They've made it difficult for everyone. Yeah, I'm just going to have to give him a 6.
Yeah.
His performance wasn't outstanding, but it wasn't awful either.
And then Jatta missed a handful of chances, not at the races today.
No.
Was as much of a nuisance as he could be, but just marked out of it. I'm just going to go 6, George.
6.5 for work rate, but actually, no, I'm going to go 6. I think he needs to work better at being in tune with the game. I think sometimes he's half a second too late when he's reacting to things, or his separation could maybe be better. But saying that, being marked by 2 big lads up top on your own for most of the game, I suppose you are going to find it difficult. So yeah, didn't really offer much, and we kept pinging balls in for him to head, and it just wasn't working. So we should have changed approach at some point during the game, and didn't.
Yeah. Subs then. Martin came on and looked okay, but couldn't beat a player either. I'm going to go 5.5.
Yeah, I don't feel. Yeah, maybe 5.5. I think it's difficult to sort of give a true rating to a player that's come on.
Yeah, Cundy doesn't have long enough. Gets a header in, maybe a 6. Scott,
nothing.
5 maybe today.
Yeah.
I just don't think had anything. Gave the ball away cheaply a couple of times.
Yeah.
Nothing really for me. And then any other players that came on, because I'm struggling to remember anything memorable about that at all.
I think that was it, wasn't it?
Abbott came on as well. Actually, Abbott looked okay.
Yeah.
Abbott did look alright. I'm going to give Abbott a 6.5. And the fact that, players were they weren't hiding. We're not at that stage where players were hiding. Far from it. We're like 1 point off top or 2 points off top or something. But he was constantly wanting the ball. He was constantly trying to make space, get it out to the wings. Look, let's not beat around the bush. We miss Jody massively, and somebody else needs to step up other than having to rely on Dan Crowley. We need it, whether it's Martin, whether it's Giovanni Brown who comes in and beds in and hits a bit of form, whether it's Gordon. Someone has to step up, because teams are going to come to Meadow Lane and just sit there.
Exactly.
That is another episode of It's All Black and White. As we did say at the start, please do subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to hit 4,000 by the end of the season. Let us know what your player ratings were. Let us know about your thoughts on the performance. Yeah, and we go again against Chesterfield with a Bristol Street Motors Trophy game sandwiched in between.